he's assisted a lot, and his overall performance to the team has been outstanding.
Impressed at how much he's
the camera's locked on Jamie Vardy. Will he shine against his former club? We're live next, so don't go anywhere.
4 years at Tottenham have impressed. They've gone up a level with Mauricio, the gap for the coaching staff, and hopefully for the club's sake that can continue to happen.
Hello and welcome to the King Power Stadium here in Leicester on a super day for football. I'm Derek Ray, and I'm joined for expert analysis by Stuart Robson. And we've got Premier League action coming right up. It's Leicester City versus Manchester United.
Well, Derek, when looking forward to this game, you can't help but notice there are some great matchups all over the pitch, particularly in those central areas. Whichever team wins more of those battles will win the game.
American financier Wes Edens. Recently, Villa have been losing around £5 million a month, struggling to comply with financial fair play commitment.
Well, here's how Leicester City will line up. Well, Manchester United have chosen this particular shape. Bruno Fernandes plays with Fred in central midfield, and it's an interesting looking attacking constellation with three forwards listed from the start. And this confrontation is underway. Well, they get the ball once more. Leicester couldn't hang on to it. Oh, he's really opened them up here. So for Leicester City, they had a difficult match to contemplate last time and ended up drawing in the game against Crystal Palace. What do you expect this time around, Stuart?
Oh, big chance here, Derek.
Well, that's really sound goalkeeping, not letting the opposition have any scraps. And an effective clearance. Well, the referee can't take any chances, and now he will receive attention.
Substitution for Manchester United coming off the pitch. Number 20, Diogo Dalot, to be replaced by number 23, Luke Shaw.
So an uncontested drop ball after the injury. Well, not quite what he wanted to do with the pass. Oh, nice ball over the top to Chase. And you've got to say, not the best of volleys that time.
Yeah, it was certainly there to hit, but he just couldn't make the right contact. It was well wide in the end.
Quite a lot of discussion about him prior to this game, playing against his old club, but I wonder what's going through his mind, Stuart.
Well, he shouldn't approach this differently to any other game. He's just got to forget the crowd and go out and play.
Oh, he's given the ball away unnecessarily. And he's clear his lines. Well, real difficulty keeping the ball.
A gift for any goalkeeper.
Physically strong and secure on the ball.
He's done it!
How
How
about that for a pure strike? Terrific technique.
Wondrous!
Well, let's look at it again. What a volley this is. Perfect technique, great contact, and a wonderful goal.
Barcelona for £20 million.
Just over a week until the window ahead of the new site. Need for a new golf and greats.
But yes, the clock is very much bringing the horizon to this. A total of 29 games this season, 4 assists, as you can see, with the competition. So, will be.
So back in action. It's up to United now to be inventive.
Hello there, and exactly 8 days from now,
Well, you
the
can probably
transfer
see
window
why we're
will
focusing on this, fellas.
Let's start with what could be a frantic period coming and going at Manchester United, and no sign of improving the strained relations between manager Jose Mourinho and Anthony Martial. The French international didn't return to the club's pre-season tour of the United States following the birth of his second child. Mourinho was once again asked about Martial's future last night. It wasn't giving too much away.
Can be a bit of a hit or a miss when you try to
Question on Anthony Martial.
Well, it's a difficult one, and on this occasion he can't pull it off. Just didn't do it really enough.
What?
On Anthony Martial, are there plans for him to leave the team? That's my last question.
I think Marcel, is very current to answer if she wants to answer.
It's still about the game.
Martial has gone home.
Yeah.
Will he be back with the group when you go back?
On to Diallo. Bruno Fernandes. It's with Alex
A
Telles.
reminder where we are with Martial. We understand he's told Mourinho he wants to leave Chelsea. Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund are interested, but United do not want to sell to a Premier League rival. Don't think we've heard the last of Anthony Martial in this transfer window. A more likely departure from Old Trafford is the defender Matteo Darmian. The Italian has made public his desire to leave, and Napoli has made a season-long loan offer with the option to buy next summer. It's thought United's preference is an outright sale. And I wonder if Martial and Darmian were being discussed here. Look at this. These are pictures of Mourinho and Executive Chairman Ed Woodward after last night's win over Real Madrid. Or were they talking about the 5 targets Jose gave him earlier this summer? Interesting. Now, one of those 5, we think is Toby Alderweireld. United retain an interest in the Tottenham defender, but the clubs are far apart in their valuations. It's approaching crunch time for Tottenham as far as this one is concerned. He's into the final year of his contract. If Tottenham exercise a 1-year option, then a £25 million lease clause extending. Now, Alvaro has been off on an extended break since the World Cup, but as this video shows, he's keeping fit. The line accompanying the video said, "Getting ready for the new season." The question is, where will he be playing?
Miles out.
Now staying with United, and if the likes of Alderweireld and Harry Maguire, who we've been mentioning earlier on in this window, prove too expensive, they could go for Barcelona's Yerry Mina. London international coach is saying, in terms of my future, I have no idea, but
And what a sweet connection. That's a brilliant
Everton are
goal.
also keen on Mina, so could be plenty of activity for United. Here's how Jose assessed his current squad.
My players amazing in their effort, but we have more effort in front of us because in a few days we go to Munich.
Well, the action underway again with Leicester very much in command.
And these are the players that we have with a fantastic
Manchester
start.
United keep the ball, advantage.
In the majority of the players, I repeat, in the
Danger here
majority
as he runs at them.
a fantastic spirit.
Gives it a go.
We go with
Well
everything.
delivered by the keeper, but really he only has himself to blame.
So United are set for a frantic final 8 days then. It seems Chelsea will be as well. Dalmish, tell us about the potential departures.
Vicky, this is so interesting, isn't it? So many names have been linked with moves away this summer. Willian is the one that won't go away, will it? Manchester United have been interested in the Brazilian international. Barcelona had 3 bids rejected before signing Malcolm from Bordeaux. As for Willian himself, he's been on an extended break following the World Cup and was expected back at Chelsea training this afternoon. We're still trying to get confirmation whether that was the case. Then, of course, we come to the keeper, Thibaut Courtois, and the closer we get to deadline day, the more likely Courtois stays at Stamford Bridge. We're told Chelsea will not resume talks with Real Madrid until they find a replacement. Now, Courtois has entered the final year of his contract, as we know, as we've been publicising throughout this transfer window. Real value him at 30 million pounds. Chelsea can bring someone in. Real can, which as personal terms are not thought to be a problem. If they don't, Courtois could leave for nothing and leave for nothing next summer. Marina and become more likely. Between Cup is brilliant. Central midfield and bettering long loan from Athletics. 11. Pope.
Game 2 to get to add to the group that who can affect the group, whether it's that department or any other, and all mature into the group and develop with us.
Well, Burnley haven't brought a single player into the club so far this summer. So is that a worry for Dyche?
I'm concerned. I think that's a different word. I'm just familiar with what's going on. It's a never-ending story for us, really. You know, it is broken record time. We're a wealthy club of sorts, you know, but equally the club's in a shape where it continues to look after not just year one. And that makes it tough. You know, the books have to balance, so the finance has to be there to do deals. Talks don't get with that market.
Well, as the replay shows us, that will be classed as an own goal. He's a bit unlucky there.
Dramatic climax to this transfer. This is Transfer Centre, and it all leads to this deadline day. We'll bring you unrivaled coverage on what promises to be a fascinating and dramatic climax to this transfer window. And that's from 6 a.m. That's all next Thursday.
Breaking news here. It's the player they wanted all summer.
It is
Well, United certainly controlled the ball, as you can see. But most of their passing has been in big areas. Unless they start getting into their front players with better quality, they'll struggle to turn the play around.
Special deadline day countdown show taking us all the way to that 5 p.m. deadline. That's a week on Thursday.
Well, that's a foul, and it sets up a free kick in a dangerous position.
To a welcome sight to the Liverpool fans and Jurgen Klopp, the club's biggest in England. Yeah.
Loves the hug, doesn't he? Hello again. Time is running out in this transfer window. Tottenham have yet to make a signing, but boss Mauricio Pochettino is calm. And they remain in talks with Aston Villa over Jack Grealish. The clubs are still apart in their valuation, with Villa believed to want £30 million. Villa's financial position has improved, prompting an increased confidence of hanging on to their prized asset, Grealish. To the biggest spenders of the window so far, and this is a Nabil Fekir to Liverpool story. Finally, had an end. It was as good as done earlier in the summer, only for the deal to break down. Then Lyon president Jean-Michel Aulas said a deadline for the end of July for him to be sold. That deadline has now passed. However, since then, Aulas said he expects the week before the window shuts in England to be like a storm. Was that an invite for Liverpool to come back in? So far, they haven't, and it seems Jurgen Klopp is satisfied with his transfer business. There will be departures, though. Keeper Simon Mignolet is a subject of interest from Besiktas and Barcelona. No huge rush for this one, though. The windows in Turkey and Spain close over 3 weeks after England, and the same applies to Lazar Markovic. Continue talks with Liverpool over the Serbian winger. Markovic has entered the final year of his contract at Anfield. To Newcastle United we go, and it's never easy when it comes to transfers, is it? And we're told Salomon Rondon's proposed move from West Brom has stalled as the two clubs struggle to find an agreement. Albion are keen to keep the bulk of their squad together as they try to mount a challenge to bounce straight back up to the Premier League. And the proposed loan swap deal with Dwight Gale Well, that looks unlikely. That's because West Brom aren't prepared to pay his level of wages as well. They won't agree to Newcastle's demands that they purchase the striker once the loan deal has expired. But one signing Newcastle are on the verge of sealing is the Japan international Yoshinori Ilse. Everything's in place and signed off. Before it can be officially announced. Let's go to Crystal Palace now, and they are confident of completing a deal for the German forward Max Meyer. He's been a free agent since leaving Schalke at the end of last season.
Max Meyer wanted to become the star of the club, the star of the team, and he wanted to earn one of the highest salaries in club history, about 7 to 8 million euros a year, and that's why the club said no. The star is the team, and they offered him a new contract with about 5 million euros, so that's why Max Meyer, and especially his agent, said, no way, we are trying to reach a European top club. But all those clubs said, no, this salary is too much for a player like Max Meyer. He's got to be fine.
Well, Derek, he's usually so clever around the edge of the box, but today he just hasn't shown that. As the match shows us, he hasn't had enough touches in those key areas.
0 goals. Promising. A line to bring you from Scotland now, and it comes from Rangers, and they are expected to go back in for the Hearts striker Carl Lafferty, having had a £200,000 bid rejected. It was a bid that turned his head, according to Hearts manager Craig Levein. It's easy to see why Rangers wanted last season. They scored 2 goals against Celtic. Lafferty managed 3. Now, Steven Gerrard said today there's no update on that story. He wants to make 2 more signings before the window closes.
I think we're a different team and we're a different squad from last year in terms of strength and depth. We've tried to move people on.
Well, it's a difficult skill, and on this occasion you can't quite...
with that expectation. The idea is to try and have 2 good players in every position, and we're not far away from that. It's no secret that we're trying to add a couple more pieces to the jigsaw, but I think what you'll find now watching Rangers is that we're a different team from last year. We'll have a different bench, and we'll also have options that don't even make the 18. That tells me that we're healthy, and that we're good, and that we've got a good, strong group of players.
You said we're getting a lot of you say it's
No, not at the moment.
Yeah, that's awesome. The Rangers manager Steven Gerrard really is not long to go now. Remember, the deadline is 5 p.m. next Thursday.
Well, it was one of the anthems of the summer, but could football actually be coming home in the not too distant future? Big news on...
It's gone in! And that will be written down as an own goal. No wonder he's hanging his head. Never quite had the header on the target.
He is widely regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. They could be heading to the Premier League. Could it be on? Welcome on to the transfer centre, AC Milan. And it is Leonardo Bonucci being widely linked tonight with a move to Manchester United. We'll find out if there's any truth in that very shortly.
Yeah, we will also cross to LA in just a moment to hear from Jose Mourinho, who's about to hold a news conference. And he's not the only one. Their 2 biggest rivals are preparing to go head-to-head at the MetLife Stadium. We'll also cross live to New York this hour to hear from Pep Guardiola on his transfer plans. And the wait continues, but we still expect Richarlison to be confirmed as an Everton player tonight.
Yeah, good evening. Just over a couple of weeks now until deadline day, and a few managers are beginning to talk up their dealings or even voice their frustration, more of which later, I would think. But let's get to Everton and what Joe was talking about. Marco Silva will be delighted to get this man, Richarlison, past the medical on Merseyside late last night. We expect the deal to be confirmed this evening. We're told the fee is over £40 million. Watford bought him for just £13 million from Fluminense a year ago, so they'll treble their money. He hasn't scored, though, since November. Here's Clinton Morrison from earlier.
got huge potential. I think his first season he came to Watford, he was a bit unknown and not a lot of players knew about him, and he was really good. Obviously, it was a bit of a struggle last season. I do believe it is a lot of money on young shoulders, but seeing him once again superstar, then good luck to the young man, but I do believe it is a lot of money, and I don't know if Everton fans, if you're going to spend that much money, would want either potential or maybe a proven already.
Okay, elsewhere it's emerged today that Leonardo Bonucci has told Milan
well, it's a difficult call to get right, but he almost pulled it off there. He made such good contact with the ball.
Also suggesting this afternoon that officials from Milan and Juve will meet to discuss a possible swap deal involving Bonucci and Gonzalo Higuain, the Argentine international. Let's hear now from the AC Milan manager Gennaro Gattuso.
Leo ha avuto un confronto con me.
I hope he stays with us. I spoke with Bonucci and we always have to be honest. It's with McTominay. Leo held a discussion with me. I'm not the whole club. I'm a small challenge. The referee produces a card. While he wears the Milan shirt, he might play. He can't really quibble.
No, it's been coming, hasn't it? He's got to be careful now. He could get a red card.
Team. He behaves as a captain and we will see what he decides.
Okay, let's head straight to the UCLA campus in Los Angeles and hear from Jose Mourinho. Here he is.
Here's Giano. Vardy. Just cutting off the supply. Well, let us point you in the direction of Champions League group stage.
No. Facilities as always. You should complete that thing.
Well, let's look at this again. He judges the flight of the ball, he sets himself ready to strike it, and then he just hits it so sweetly. That's the perfect volley.
I told her it's kind of an even playing field, right?
Points in terms of progress at the start of the season. Not having all these players here in the preparation.
And Vardy.
Goals and plentiful supply. 4-1 currently.
I don't think they have any player that is not doing a very good pre-season with lots of matches and training.
It's going to be United's free kick.
So of course against Leicester and
Brighton. This could be interesting.
The situation is not amazing for us.
Well, that's the kind of player you want from your defender.
After the third week and playing against a team
and
that
now
is in that situation.
Oh, must say, great goalkeeping.
I think then after 3 weeks is taken.
Well, there we are. That was Jose Mourinho, pretty short and pretty sweet over at the UCLA campus on the outskirts of Los Angeles. It's where the new club, Los Angeles FA, do their training under one Bob Bradley. And Mourinho was talking, amongst other things, about Fred, the Brazilian didn't feature in the World Cup. He's a technical player. They hope he can link up some of the attacking players. I think he's got high hopes.
Well, he's so sharp, isn't he? Great foresight and then recovery.
Absolutely, and actually, one of the questions
well,
he was asked
it's been a really good performance, as you can see. They've created numerous chances, they're winning the game comfortably, and they could go on and score more. This could get really embarrassing.
You can read into that what you will, but not particularly positive there.
He was not, and he named Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal being a bit further in front of Manchester United in terms of player acquisitions made. So Mourinho, not an awful lot to light the fire of any Manchester United fan watching that there, because it's very early days and there is a long way to go yet, although the new season will be on us before we know it. I think that really is the message that he's trying to put over there. As you rightly say, Joe, when he was asked, you have to go into the
It's Manchester
you win the title
versus
Milan.
Well, the fixtures are coming thick and fast. Should be a good game,
maybe not
not just
all,
giving it
as
to
you should be in the world of Jose Mourinho,
and the
Manchester
keeper
United.
got there and comfortably.
We'll see.
And he's broken free.
Yeah, plenty more from Manchester United later now and throughout the rest of the evening. In the meantime, to transfer garnered great interest in last night. Sky in Italy have reported that Barcelona made a bid of £36.5 million for Malcolm, beating the £31.5 million offer that Roma offered, and which his club
Well, here's the lead, and just look how close this is. May not have been given in my day, but the technology certainly shown its merit here.
Sky Germany, meanwhile, understands Malcolm's agent is in Barcelona right now to do the deal. The player himself has pleaded with his French employers to allow him to talk to Barcelona. Let's get back to the home screen, because the next player along here on the right-hand or the left-hand side has a little better stand, though. Chelsea have rejected 3 bids from Barcelona for William. Chelsea hold out for at least £60 million.
Well, his skill level is so high, you're absolutely right. That's a great effort on the volley.
Slightly different, this one, a slightly different situation as regards his contract, but Chelsea may be slightly under a bit more pressure to sell Thibaut Courtois because he's drifting dangerously into the final year of his deal. Real Madrid are interested, and we understand that Bernabeu is Courtois' chosen destination, but Chelsea making plans for his departure, it would seem. This is the story last night. We've been told Jack Butland is on Chelsea's list of possible candidates if Courtois leaves in the next few weeks. Jack Butland is keen on a move back to the Premier League, but it would have to be a club in the top 6 to tempt him. Chelsea's a good option. Personally told Stoke value Butland at least £30 million. Let's get up to the northwest, and Everton have been busy so far with Richarlison, of course, as you mentioned a short time ago. But it looks like a player who hasn't quite hit the heights could be on his way out. Sources in Germany, in fact, are telling us that the Bundesliga side, Werder Bremen, have made an inquiry for the Everton daily class of the former Ajax. Failed to nail down a regular starting place because
yeah, he adjusted his body so well there. It's a great piece of skill, and he probably deserved the goal.
Squad during pre-season.
Just a bit of breaking transfer news to bring you in. That is that Norwich City have announced the signing of the former Newcastle goalkeeper Tim Krul on a 2-year deal. Krul, of course, spent last season at Brighton, but he joins Norwich on a free transfer after his contract at the Amex Stadium expires. Yeah, Norwich City announced the signing of the former Newcastle goalkeeper. Let's get to a done deal in the Premier League.
It's such a difficult piece of skill, which he never looked so easy. That deserved the goal.
Signed of Fitchy and James in the last 3 of the season. Harvey Barker, understand manager Dean Smith is chasing earlier in the window for £4 million.
In behind trying to chase.
Well, West Ham have been so busy this summer. They picked up Jack Wilshere on a free. They also spent a club record £35 million on Felipe Anderson. Well, Manchester United, one of several clubs on pre-season tour right now, and Jose Mourinho was speaking a short time ago to the assembled media at the UCLA campus in Los Angeles. He's hoped for precisely less than 7
Stuart. Well, he didn't get the technique right there, and as a result, he missed times of contact on the ball.
Are you getting everything you wanted out of this trip so far? No.
Yeah, fascinating stuff from Jose Mourinho, isn't it? Let's get to Wolves in the meantime and find out what they're doing up to stay in the Premier League for some time. And Sky Sports News understands João Moutinho is in Wolverhampton right now discussing the final terms of the deal that will see him move to Molineux from Monaco. It's understood he'll sign a 2-year contract, and fee is in the region of £5 million, but that isn't the only thing that's being done in the Black Country, chasing reports in Spain.
And the yellow card for that, Stuart.
He's going to have to be careful now. That was a silly challenge.
Johnny, incidentally, he must be that famous. He's presently at Celta Vigo. However, he's set to join Atletico Madrid for around £6 million before heading for Molineux on a season-long loan. Vincent Morrison, meanwhile, thinks Wolves are in no danger of a relegation battle.
Nino's done a terrific job, and Moutinho will be a great signing. I like him. He plays a bit like Ruben Neves. He wants to get on the ball and make things happen, and you don't get over 113 caps for your country if you're not a good footballer. So I think it's really good business for Wolves. I don't think they'll be fighting relegation. I've said this numerous times. I think Wolves will be finished comfortably in the table. I think they'll continue that form into the Premier League.
We're all about continental panache here on Sky Sports News, so let's head to Roma and find out what they're doing to address the loss of Alisson. Robin Olsen has arrived in Italy for his medical ahead of tying up the loose ends on his move from FC Copenhagen to Roma. 10 points. You can see now he's having his medical. The Sweden international will be a replacement outgoing Brazilian Alisson for a world record fee of £67 million. Enjoyed an impressive World Cup, helping his country to that quarter-final appearance where they were beaten 2-0 by Fulham. Okay, we're going to keep it real again and go back to the Premier League, because it looks like Fulham are moving closer to bringing back somebody who did a hell of a lot of good for them in the second half of last season after joining on loan from Newcastle United. The future of Alexander Mitrovic could be sorted perhaps in the next few days. He's given an extended break following the World Cup, but he's due to return from holiday today and head back to Newcastle for training tomorrow. Mitrovic played a key part, as I said, for Fulham on loan when they won promotion. They want him back permanently, but at the moment we understand Fulham are prepared to pay £16 million, while Newcastle wants a couple of million more at 18. Let's head all the way down from Fulham to the south coast and Bournemouth. This is one we heard about overnight. And Leganes defender Diego Rico is due to undergo a medical this afternoon. We understand the two clubs have agreed a £10.7 million fee. He's expected to sign a 4-year deal. Borussia Dortmund made a late bid to sign the player. His preference was to come to the Premier League and education. Bournemouth just now trying to sign players from overseas, which to be fair they don't normally do, but negotiations with Levante for midfielder Jefferson Lerma appear deadlocked just for now. Lerma's partner is due to give birth imminently, and the player is a little bit...
Well, here's the replay. And when you've got the ball at the back, you've got to pass it forward. He doesn't do that there. He hasn't kept his pocket, and he's been rightly punished.
The release clause, and listen to this, £53.5 million for this score. Levante would accept around half of that fee. Bournemouth value him at closer to £18 million. Let's drop into the Championship. Lots of money being spent there, particularly at Swansea, who are trying to get back into the Premier League at the first attempt, but on this occasion it looks like one player is keen to leave. We understand Fenerbahce have made a loan offer for Swansea forward. Talks between the clubs are ongoing. The forward's made 37 appearances for Swansea last season, but it's still relegation. The club will now allow him to leave.
Ian, thanks very much indeed. Let's get to West Ham. Right now, this is very busy. Already made 7 signings for the summer. It may need to work.
But also needs to be patient as well.
This is media.
The Swansea were trying to get back into the Premier League at the first attempt, but on this occasion it looks like one player is keen to leave. We understand Fenerbahce have made a loan offer for Swansea forward Andre Ayew. Talks between the clubs are made 37 appearances for Swansea last season, but it's still relegation. The club will now allow him to leave.
Ian, thanks very much. Let's get to
Well, he knew he was going to get booked. It's a poor tackle, really.
So not long, didn't say very much. In fact, here's a potted version of what he did say.
You're obviously over here preparing for the new season with the ICC. With the squad as you have now, would you be confident of challenging for the title next year? As it stands now, no more youth players.
And behind it goes the concession of a corner here.
May I ask why? Are you getting everything you wanted out of this trip so far?
No.
Yeah, fascinating stuff from Jose Mourinho, isn't it? Let's get to Wolves in the meantime and find out what they're doing, because it looks like they're gearing up to stay in the Premier League for some time. And Sky Sports Coutinho is in Wolverhampton right now discussing the final terms of the deal that will see him move to Molineux from Monaco. It's understood he'll sign a 2-year contract, and the fee is in the region of £5 million. But that isn't the only business being done in the Black Country at the minute. We're chasing confirmation, in fact, of reports in Spain that Wolves are close to sealing the loan signing of fullback Johnny. Just known as Johnny, incidentally.
And no
worries for the goalkeeper. However, he's set to join Atletico Madrid for around £6 million before heading from Molineux on a season-long loan. Wolves are in no danger of a relegation.
He could hardly miss.
He's done a terrific job, and Martinho will be a great signing. I like him. He plays a bit like Ruben Neves. He wants to get on the ball.
And it doesn't get any better, does it? That's just quality from the goalkeeper. That's a terrible goal to give away.
I don't think they'll be fighting relegation. I've said this numerous times. I think Wolves will be finished comfortably in mid-table. I think they're that good of a team. They impressed me loads last year in the Championship, so I think they'll continue that form into the Premier League.
Okay, we're all about continental panache here on Sky Sports News, so let's head to Roma and find out what they're doing to address the loss of Alisson. Robin Olsen has arrived in Italy for his medical ahead of tying up the loose ends on his move from FC Copenhagen to Roma. He's having his medical. The Sweden international will be a replacement for outgoing Brazilian Alisson, as I said, who joined Liverpool last week for a world record fee of £67 million. Olsen enjoyed an impressive World Cup, helping his country to that quarter-final appearance where they were beaten 2-0 by Fulham. Okay, we're going to keep it real again and go back to the Premier League, because it looks like Fulham are moving closer to bringing back somebody who did a hell of a lot of damage to them in the second half of last season from Newcastle United, and we're going to get a picture of him now if that Fulham badge will there he is. The future of Alexander Mitrovic could be sorted, in fact, in the next few days. He's given an extended break following the World Cup, but he's due to return from holiday today and head back to Newcastle.
Well, just look at this again. What do you think? Too slow, ponderous, cost them a goal.
He wants it back permanently, but at the moment we understand Fulham are prepared to pay £16 million, while Newcastle want a couple of million more at 18. Let's head all the way down from Fulham to the south coast and Bournemouth. This is one we heard about overnight. And Leganes defender Diego Rico is due to undergo a medical this afternoon. We understand the two clubs have agreed a £10.7 million fee. He's expected to sign a 4-year deal. Borussia Dortmund made a late bid to sign the player, offering better financial terms. In fact,
I must say, I'd have to go back quite a few years to remember the last time I covered a game.
And that will be that. The referee says enough is enough. It's a win for Leicester City today. I wonder what your thoughts were as regards the performance.
Well done. It was a tight game. Both sides had their moments and chances. Overall, they just about shaded it. A well-earned victory.
Well, we're highlighting him for a reason, Stuart. He's put in a really authoritative performance here.
Well, that performance sums him up, really. You're never disappointed with what he gives you. Such a good player.
Closer to £18 million. Let's drop into the Championship. Lots of money being spent there, particularly at Swansea, who are trying to get back into the Premier League at the first attempt. But on this occasion, it looks like one player is keen to leave. We understand Fenerbahce have made a loan offer for Swansea forward Andre Ayew, talking between the clubs.
Slinging himself at the keeper.
Appearances for Swansea last season. Following relegation, the club will now allow him to leave.
Aidan, thanks very much indeed. Let's get to West Ham right now. They've been very busy. They've already made 7 signings this summer. Manuel Pellegrini has spent over £98 million. He's in charge. And now he deserves to celebrate. We are trying to build a strong squad. So just
Gracious me, it's a special goal from miles out. Oh, it's gone in! And that will be written down as an own goal. No wonder he's hanging his head.
Oh, big moment here,
Derek.
Tremendous goal! A long way out, but took it on. A memorable finish. And now Rodriguez.
To get the last minute deals done, and things are hotting up at Old Trafford, no question about that. Manchester United make an approach for Bayern Munich. Jerome Boateng.
Yeah, the pressure, Jim. And a major boost for Chelsea is what their players appear to make.
Goodness gracious me! How about that for technique? You can't strike them much. High degree of difficulty to hit it on the volley like that, and it was close.
Well, his skill level is so high, you're absolutely right. That's a
really nice ball. And a long way out. Oh, and he didn't miss by very much.
Yeah, he adjusted his body so well there. It's a great piece of skill.
And the keeper facing with danger. Well, such a high degree of difficulty, not quite in the end.
Well, how good was that? It's such a difficult piece of skill.
And the keeper more than equal to the task.
As clubs scramble to get their last-minute deals done, and things are hotting up at Old Trafford. No question about that. Manchester United make an approach for Bayern Munich. Jerome Boateng.
Yeah, the full day details on that to come, Jim. And a major boost for Chelsea is what their players appears to commit his future to the club. Also this hour, it appears that Solomon Rondon is on the brink.
That's what you call the technique from the front.
Newcastle. But isn't well at St James's Park tonight.
And there it is, a goal, but will it be purely a consolation at this stage of the proceedings?
Target Jack Grealish's feature for Aston Villa in their season opener as Half-Line live to the
big chance! And he finds the net, he could hardly miss.
Well, let's kick off this hour, though, with some big breaking news for you. We understand here that Chelsea will pursue Stones Jack.
He said holiday no out to him to buy a ticket or 15, I think it was.
It wasn't the number. No. Sky Sports News that now. Okay, let's move on, Michelle.
Last season, back in action for Stoke yesterday for the opening weekend of the Football League season, but it won't be a game that he's going to remember too fondly. His mistake proved costly as they went down 3-1 to Leeds. He relegated Stoke last season, but they have previously performed well in the Premier League since making his Premier League debut in January 2014. But has made 77 appearances, conceding 115 goals. That's a goal every 59.9 minutes. In that time, Butland has a save rate of 71.1%.
Yeah, so we've been hearing a lot about Jack Butland and, of course, this man, Thibaut Courtois. But will it be better news for Chelsea fans regarding a couple of key outfield players? Maurizio Sarri said yesterday after the Manchester City Community Shield game, of course, he was expecting more good news than bad when he met Courtois, Hazard and Willian to discuss their club futures. The Chelsea fans have been interpreting that as Hazard will stay and Courtois will go, and that leaves this man, Willian. David Luiz 2 weeks ago said that he expected his Brazil teammate to stay at the club. Speaking to Brazilian media, he said, "I'm a Chelsea player. I always made it clear that I wanted, and what I wanted was to stay at the club. The only club I knew that really made